Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the CSET General Science, Chemistry and Astronomy. In this video, I'll be focusing on the topics and the problems I struggle with the most. It took me 4 attempts to pass this test, so I hope this video helps you so that you wouldn't have to spend as much money, time, and effort as much as I did. So let's get started with chemistry. The 4 major topics were atoms, radioactive dating, waves, and chemical reactions. For atoms, you would want to know how protons, neutrons, and electrons are related to one another. Regarding the application problems, there was a couple of mole to gram conversion problems. Also, make sure to understand the valence shell electron configuration since I saw a couple of them on the test. There was a problem that would ask something like, what is the difference between carbon-12 and carbon-13? The next one up is radiometric dating and radioactive waves. For these topics, I remember seeing problems that were related to everyday life. It would be something like, how is infrared radiation used in everyday life? And for radiometric dating problems, it would ask something like, how many particles are left after a blank amount of years? The next one up is chemical reaction. I struggle with this one the most as I did not expect to see questions regarding photosynthesis. For example, the test would ask me something like, what is the purpose of ATP during photosynthesis? I studied a lot on Calvin cycle versus Krebs cycle. Unfortunately, that was not on my test. A couple of questions required me to compare and contrast chemical reaction versus physical reaction, so you might want to know the similarity and differences between these two reactions. This is a type of question I remember from the test. What is the primary function of the light-independent reaction or Calvin cycle during photosynthesis? These are some of the questions I remember from the test, such as balance this chemical equation, how does the rate of chemical reaction changes depending on variables, and you might want to also study lightly on pH scale, as I remember of seeing 1 or 2 problems regarding that. Let's go ahead and move on to our next subject, astronomy. The 4 major topics were planets, the moon, Big Bang theory, and gravity. For planets, you would want to prepare for compare and contrast questions such as Jovian planets versus terrestrial planet, as well as giant planets versus dwarf planets. The test had problems like what are the similarities and differences between Jupiter and the Sun, as well as why is Pluto no longer considered as a planet. I totally blanked out when I saw these 2 problems, and then I wish I read it through before taking the test. The next one up is moon, and for this one I struggled a lot as well. I remember seeing constructed response questions for this topic, such as it would ask me about the moon phase and how it looks different from the Earth, as well as how the moon affects the tides on the Earth. The third topic is on Big Bang theory. You would want to know the differences between fission and fusion and how they are related to the Big Bang theory. For this topic, the test would ask something like, what is the most widely accepted theory of the solar system's evolution? The last topic is on gravity. Physics and astronomy are inseparable, so you might want to know Newton's laws as well as how the sun plays a significant role in keeping all the planets in our solar system. I remember seeing questions like Einstein challenged Newton's concept of gravity, which law was it and why was it challenged? I hope this video was helpful for those who are preparing for the General Science CSET. Please let me know if you have any questions and I will try to remember as much as I can. And good luck!